All right. Lynn. Good. Open. Oh, specifically cat. Guys have win. I don't say your name. Oh, either way, the stream is live. I won't say your guys' name. Yeah. You just have you're gonna be monitoring me there over there, Jubal. Actually, ugh, just saying that makes me ugh. There will be chaos and anarchy. Actually, realizing it, I wonder if I'm having a conversation with the other players of the team, when in reality it looks like I'm going insane. Oh, that's pleasant. Not real. Oh, curious. I think I'm gonna pop in there and see if it's ready to go. All right, hang on.
$5 a day.
Rotomar, are we ready to go? Or
we're waiting for the other team to say they're ready in the chat. They said
I
we'll
mean,
hold on a minute.
You don't have wall hacks, but like they're
All right,
glowing blue.
Just wanted to
Yeah,
make sure.
but you know it's
Yeah, just had to pop in there and pop out real fast in case nothing, cause we're all good people. I don't know. Possible. Ah. Truly. Just staring at those the first chat that I see, and there's already ringing in. I have tinnitus. Thank you. Don't know who did it. I'm going to assume you, Jubal, but I want you to know I am now depressed. Yeah? What about? Yeah, so? Oh, there, my bad. Yep, ready. Starting now. I know I'm on stream. That was the point. Ew.
Let's keep the commentary to the game.
Alright. Right. So, right now they are banning. I'll explain this real quick. So, banning, each Mid-Prairie and Williamsburg will each get to ban. Right now, Mid-Prairie will ban one operator. There's an attacking operator, a defensive operator. Each one has their own abilities, which can...
Ooh. Our team talked about using Thatcher.
Ooh, yeah, that might be a targeted ban.
They probably wouldn't know that yet.
I don't think they would know that yet, but
And we banned, that was our ban. We talked about banning Blackbeard because on this map he's good on Windows. We'll see, and then I won't spoil it here, but
All right, so they also banned Mira. That's
Yep.
That's a classic. Most people.
Yep. We'll see who they ban for defender. My guess is it'll be Clash, maybe. We'll see.
Do we have anyone that's able? Oh yeah, Flash.
Okay.
All right. So that's the end of the ban thing. So to quickly go over what operators do. The attackers, Williamsburg, all have operators. They have special abilities which can do a variety of things. Attackers have their abilities, defenders have their abilities. Now, some are hard breachers, like Ace, meaning they can destroy reinforced walls. Or some of them will have, like Sledge, who can destroy, has a specialty destroying soft walls, which are walls that can be breached, destroyed, or any of those. Ooh, six picking, pulse. Six picking is useful, allows a team to change operators without the other team. That's why you'd want it.
Yeah, I was talking to the team before we started, and they said with the Consulate, there's a lot of soft walls. So they wanted to go with a lot of destruction, so that's why they picked Ace, Sledge, and I think they might have. It looks like IQ has also grabbed a breaching tool, so we have a lot of breaching opportunities.
Yep, a lot of breaching opportunities. Right now, they're just. Ooh, I just saw a Valkyrie destroy a soft wall and put it. That's clever. I've never seen that done.
Yep, that gives her vision into both rooms.
Right, yeah. Because her cams are 360.
Yep.
I think she's doing it again right now.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's interesting.
Right now.
That's going to give her vision to both the admin. Well, did she do it? I don't think she did.
Me neither. I think she kind of gave up. Ooh, there's a
Might have been a hole. Does she have C4?
Oh.
She does. That could be a hole for C4.
Yep. Right now they're going in.
All right, they've got some coordination, and also they're probably out for blood because we scrimmaged them a while ago, but they were only able to get like 3 or 4 players together that day. They're probably trying to, they have something to prove this time. Last time it wasn't a for real game. This time it is.
Yep, it's a grudge match, in other words.
Yeah. We'll see. That Valkyrie had some good setup, so I'm excited to see how good their team is.
Yep. It appears they're kind of going for a bit of rooftop access. Do you know if they spotted the bomb or not? Ooh.
Yeah, they know where it's at.
Okay.
Okay,
So
Ben
we're
got
seeing... Ooh. That did not go well. He was trying to piece with that. That is a doctor there. Just got a double kill.
Interesting.
Good peek. But yeah, definitely going for a rooftop strategy.
Definitely. It looks like what happened there was that Ben threw one of his his Selma charges, and it only went down once before it was destroyed, but that gave him that open window where he literally was able to shoot the guy that was in there.
It appears Plumsy here is having a standoff with someone. Legion. Ooh, Legion nearly getting killed there.
Attackers recovered the bomb diffuser.
Yeah, Legion's down to 1.
Yep.
Looks like Ben got picked back up. That's good.
I'm surprised.
But it looks like Jacob went down.
Ooh, and Plumsy also just went down. Right now, we're seeing Blazer scout out the area, being safe. Smart.
Yep. Since he's basically 1 shot from dying, and he's already gone down once, it means he'll die for sure this time. He does not want to get shot.
Oh. And they are really, have really improved from what. Ooh.
Yep. So let's see if the baby fan here can pull this off.
He does not. They
Good
were
round
ready.
from Mid-Prairie.
Yeah, very good round. was
So what we're
cool-
seeing there, the Mid-Prairie team is using a lot of, like, they're destroying, like, you can even see that they shot holes in the desk on purpose. They shot holes in different areas of cover.
Yeah.
So they're really thinking about opening up the walls so that they can see what they want to see, which is an interesting strategy.
Yep. Meaning the whole hard breaching strategy was kind of falling flat there, because all the walls were already open.
hmm What it does mean, though, is that they can breach in areas that Mid-Prairie's not not already opening or not already defending. So there's still opportunities for them to open it up. And them opening their own walls is kind of a double-edged sword because they're giving vision outside, and they have the advantage because they made those openings.
Right.
But Williamsburg can also see inside those if they're if
Yep.
they're able to watch for them.
Right.
Attackers
What
need to
does
locate
Nomad
and
here
defuse
do?
bombs.
Because
Nomad throws what's called an air jab. So you set that on like a doorway or something, and if somebody gets near it, it basically knocks them on their back, just like getting charged by Oryx does.
I see. And that'll lead to an easy kill.
Yep. If the defender is there ready as soon as the jab goes off, that's an easy kill. If they're not, it's kind of like Ella's Grismots, where they at least kind of have an audio cue of where the person's at.
Yep. Mute sundown jammers. Bandits electrifying the reinforced walls to prevent entry.
10 seconds to go.
Yeah, they're going for a pretty typical garage strategy here.
Yep.
Both bandit and mute.
They got a dock though, so
Indeed.
be-
They also have, it looks like they may have, they may have two roamers because they have both a Vigil and a Cavera. So we'll see.
right.
We'll see if they stay on site or if they leave. Looks like Vigil left, which makes sense. Cavera is probably also gone.
Curiously enough, Blazer here is on his own, unlike the rest of the team who.
It looks like he may be trying to anticipate a potential spawn peek there.
Yep.
Okay, Devin using drones to see what's going on here.
Right.
Oh.
He spotted
Oh,
there.
there he goes. Okay, I thought he was gonna miss that.
Right.
So that means Cavera and Vigil are both roaming.
Yep. This Cavera is not being able to hit this drone though. I
No,
don't know
she
if-
definitely knows it's there.
Right. It's just she's like not trying to.
Yeah. Was she intentionally trying to shoot it? Because it kind of looked like she was just ignoring it.
I know that. I think she was just ignoring, looking for.
Yeah, I
like-
think she might be trying to just let herself be a distraction.
Yep. It appears it's a really slow start so far. No one's really pushed in.
Yeah.
Never mind, I heard that. Who? Twitch's drone appears to be doing. Ah.
A bomb has
Ooh.
been located.
Oh,
Okay, it looks like Ben's trying to breach.
Yep. Finally going in. Ooh. Oh, almost. And he's down. Ooh. Clumsy there, definitely caught that.
Yep, so Vigil down.
Right. Ooh. Just missed that piece.
Yeah, he moved just a second too early.
They're trying to flank her now. That might work out.
Bomb located by attackers.
Ooh, it worked out great. That was a good flank.
Indeed.
See what's going on for everyone else. Ooh, they're actually trying to go for the garage. Good smart play. Ooh. We didn't see it, but Plumsy probably just got killed there.
He got killed by Doc.
Ah. They are. They're nading it. Oh, that was actually a smoke. So that's smoke down, so there goes their area denial. Ooh. Doc's down. And it's just Doc. Moving self-revive. Andrew was waiting for him.
Hey,
Oh, good
that was an
win
interesting
on,
end of the round. Yeah.
good win on Williamsburg part there. Good strategy.
Yeah, I like this game. It's close.
Because they were blown like one team was pushing from the garage while another was coming down. So that was definitely like a double pincer. Or a pincer.
Yep.
They all appear to be going for the same people just about every time. They're not really mixing it up.
Yep.
This time they're going with Ella, who also has a concussive blast. I don't think we've really seen Legion or Smoke do anything, use their abilities. Though.
I haven't seen anybody get caught by a Legion mine, or
Yep.
really a smoke grenade yet.
Yeah, me neither. Then again, I also haven't seen Sledge use his sledgehammer. Or
Yeah.
Nomad.
Is Ella a new? Yeah, they switched. Somebody
Yep.
switched off from Cav to Ella.
Locate
Yep.
and defuse as many bombs as they can.
Play here. Be able to see her gadget
Attackers have
induce.
discovered the location of a bomb.
So they got Vigil as a designated. I wonder if anyone else will
Attackers
find
have
one.
located a bomb.
Right now. Huh, they haven't lost any drones yet. Surprising.
That's good.
Yeah, that is definitely good.
10 seconds remaining.
And it looks like they definitely found the bomb.
Attackers are moving.
Yeah, this is a
Alright.
less common plant site here. Our students haven't, at least not in esports practice, haven't really defended this or attacked this site much. So
Right.
we've seen a lot of second floor office and garage. So we'll see how this goes. We'll see the approach that they take. If they take a ground floor, if they take an upper floor clear. You've kind of talked about the idea of going in on second and clearing to first, but
For a
we'll see what
second,
they
I
do.
thought Sledge and Nomad there were gonna try and go from the bottom, going through garage, but not.
Looks like we do have Devin trying to do a second floor.
Yep.
And it looks like Ben's on drone. So Devin did enter second floor.
Right.
So they see the hatches reinforced here, which they can blow, and they're looking for a potential roamer, which would be Vigil.
Ooh, Sledge opened that up only to get caught.
And it was Vigil that caught him.
Yep.
So Devin's choosing not to go through that opening, knowing that'll be a death trap, and instead find another way. It looks like we did see Ben take out Valkyrie.
It looks like Ben here's gonna try and throwing an ace charge. Ooh, good headshot on Razor Spark. Ooh, but esports 2, that would be Vigil actually also got a double. Ooh, he's waiting from above. Oh, he's gonna catch Ben off guard.
We'll see what happens
Oh
here.
my goodness, that was ooh, triple kill into smoke. That was good that was a good play.
Yep. The thing that made that tricky was Devin and the baby tried to give Ben the support he would need to go through there, but Vigil took them both out. Hey, but look at that. Williamsburg cranks it out in round 3.
Yep,
That was another close round.
that was. Vigil there was really pulling it out there. See what they pick this time. Ace IQ. Ooh, they got a Frost this time. That's new. And a Rook. They're both new picks.
Mm-hmm.
The Frost has a Frost Trap that can instantly down a player, and Rook adds an armor to someone to make them deadlier. Oh, they also, our team even, kind of switched it up with Ash.
Yep.
Never mind. No, it was just it was a ploy. It was a trick. It's Twitch, back to Twitch.
Yep. I think with the new season they updated Frost slightly, where when she downs someone with her trap, I think it pops up in the feed now and tells you like who they downed.
Really?
Yeah, so it gives you just a little bit more information now, I think. Hopefully our team doesn't find out.
Yeah. Oh,
You'll often see somebody place frost traps, like we just caught a glimpse of it there, underneath a common window or at the top of a flight of stairs. And so players can, if they're mindful of those, they can shoot them. And they can even like shoot them as they're going through a window, but you have to be quick. You have to aim directly down, shoot it as you're going in.
right, because one false miss and you're immediately down in an easy kill.
Yep. Once again, we see the frost trying to make their own holes in the desk. Yep.
Attackers must
Oh,
locate
yep,
and
there it
defuse
is.
the bomb.
It appears I still hear gunshots. They might be trying to spawn peek.
Yeah, there may be a spawn peek going on here. Trying to tell who's shooting. And you know what? I don't think that was. I think that was our guys taking out cams.
That what else?
Because as I'm watching the defending team, there's no bullets going down.
Right, yeah. And I double checked, and none of them were even by windows.
Yep. Well, it looks like Williamsburg may be attempting an admin office entrance here. We'll see how that goes. They're definitely going to be careful about this. If they get caught outside with all of them on the same wall, they're going to be in trouble.
Right. I don't know why Twitch is trying to hit Vigil.
Okay, so Vigil is in there.
Yep.
I think he's trying to distract Vigil.
Ah,
We'll see how it pays off. He knows where Vigil's at.
right. Or at least used to, because Vigil's now kind of...
Yep. Williamsburg is going to have to move, or otherwise the whole team's going to know that they're outside this window.
Right. Smart.
Dude, we're seeing some rounds where we're going like halfway through the round without any action.
No. It's really... It's like watching a chess game. It's all very prep.
Yeah, both teams are playing it cool. We have seen Ben do a rotate here, so instead of going through that window, he's now going through the skylight as he did in the first round.
Right. Popping open a peek there.
Yep.
No one's even taking a damage.
Attackers have located a bomb.
Oh, they found bomb A. Clumsy just got headshot. Still coming back from that. So did Broman, man. Where are they then? So we're down to 3 people now, so we're already at the disadvantage. We're hopping in. Ooh, someone got frost. Ooh,
15 seconds remaining.
good kill. And Sledge is...
10 seconds to go.
Oh, they only got 10 seconds. They gotta plant fast.
Yep.
5 seconds to go.
Ben's at 1 HP. He's got to do a smoke plant here. He's trying.
Oh my goodness! That was so close.
Attackers need to protect the diffuser.
Now they have to protect it.
Yep.
Ooh. Down to Brook. Oh my goodness. That was a close
Nicely
round.
done. Sorry, I'm on a delay. That was cool.
Right, yeah, that was a close round. My heart being. Ooh. That smoke plant was good.
Yeah, it was. They got that pulled off right before the
We
the
need all
timer
the
went
bots
off.
in chat to do kappas.
Yeah. We actually have 8 viewers, and I think only one of them's a bot. So we actually have some people watching right now, which is great. So welcome.
Yeah, welcome to the
If
stream.
you're new to the channel, consider. Oh, somebody just did. Consider following us so you can be notified when we stream.
That is great. We're off to a
Yeah,
great start.
we got a follower from I Love Feet. Thanks, I Love Feet.
Oh no. Oh, a wonderful name.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's see if they're doing anything. Oh, they got a Zofia. And she, for a second, I was thinking of someone else. Zofia has the ability to have a concussive and
Defenders, protect
explosive
your bombs
when
from being
knocks
defused
down
by
people.
attackers.
The other just does. One destroys walls. Yeah, soft walls. That's what I am right on that. Concussive and then explosive.
Yeah, it's like a concussive one, and then the other one's basically like an impact grenade.
Right.
So it doesn't do a ton of damage, but it
Well,
blows
it's-
open soft walls.
Right. It's better for using against walls.
Yep. The concussive, or sorry, not the concussive. The the concussive ones. They also automatically detonate if they get within proximity of a defender. So a lot of times Zophias will shoot those into a room, and if it goes off immediately, then they know somebody's in there. If it takes a minute and then goes off, then it means nobody was nearby.
Right. Hang on. Give me 1 second. What were you saying? Oh, I just got some news that the last round wasn't as intense as I once thought, because if they're planting when the timer goes to 0, it won't.
It won't end the game if they're in the middle of a plant.
Yeah.
Okay, I couldn't remember if that's the way it worked or not. So
It
they would have been
was-
able to get that plant off no matter what. But Ben was at 1 HP, and if he had died, it would have been
Yeah.
would have
it
been game
would've
over.
Yep. Still pretty cool though. I won't even.
Yeah, it's still a good round.
Again, another kill round. Ooh. Hard out here. Ooh, Twitch drones just got jammed. Won't be able to do that.
Ooh, that's unfortunate.
The baby fan here. It appears Plumsy got a kill. So this is where the firefight's going on. It's that stairwell, spiral stair. Oh,
Yeah, Mid-Prairie
he is taking on a
seems to
3v1.
favor that desk.
Yep. Ooh. Honestly, I can't fault. I'm surprised he survived that long. He was
Getting attacked from 2 angles there.
Yep. And there were 3 people attacking him still. It appears they. Let's see here. Another firefight going on between Malloy here. Oh, whoever they were, I think it was Valkyrie, just
Attackers
ran away.
located a bomb.
Who knew she was being pushed? Ooh, smart move. Oh, wall bang! That was good.
Swapping mag.
That's one for the highlight reel. Good job, Jacob.
That was smart Jacob play. Ooh, as we just saw, that peek in the wall nearly got killed. Who was it? I don't
Attackers
know. It's
dropped the
so.
diffuser.
Ooh, they've dropped it.
Attackers recovered the bomb diffuser.
We're all just patiently waiting. Ooh, Sledge. Oh, Doc nearly killed Sledge. Almost. Oh,
Attackers
Ace,
bomb diffuser has been
he's
dropped.
down.
Attackers have recovered their diffuser.
Oh,
15 seconds
Nice.
remaining. 10 seconds
then
left.
we got 10 seconds. Ooh, that was close.
Yep. Mid-Prairie takes that round.
We're very close to being able to. It almost looked like they were gonna kill them instead, or the
Yeah,
attackers.
I thought so.
But Valkyrie got that shot in quick.
All right, this is Williamsburg's last round on attack before they switch to defense. So,
Right. So we'll see if anyone can pick it up there, or if it's gonna keep being as close as the.
yeah, Williamsburg clutching this round as attack is going to make a big difference. If they take the round, then we're going into defense 4-2. If they lose the round, then we're going into defense with a tie game of 3-3.
Right, yeah.
You have to have a differential of 2 to win the match. In other words, first team to 7, but there has to be at least a gap of 2 there.
Right.
So if they can get to 4 here, that's going to make that easier. If they
Right.
go into the second half of the game tied, we could potentially see an overtime situation, or at least a hard climb
Your bomb
to
is
win.
being defused by
Right.
attackers.
Now, currently, I've never actually seen Jacqueline play yet in any of the matches I've been a part of. But they did switch it up with Monty and Jackal, which is cool, because Jackal can locate a person's footprint and then see where they are, and Monty just has a big shield that no one.
Yeah. If a Jackal is doing their job correctly and communicating with the team after they get the footprints, it's not necessarily a free kill, but it's some very direct information about where a player's at. So it's very powerful.
Left before
And Plumsy is playing them, so I got a good feeling about
5
that.
seconds to go.
Yeah, I got confidence there.
This appears to be another standard garage plant.
Defuse a bomb.
Yep, it looks like they were mindful and took care of their hatches, which is good. And the jammer that Mute placed on the table, I think it might be close enough. I think the reason he placed it on the table is because it will protect that hatch, I think.
So we're seeing Monty, use the shield just in case. Oh, yep, just marked someone. Just saw it. See if he can spot anyone else's footprints. Looks like he has. Oh, he also has the super shotgun, so that'll allow him to. Yep. Kick through there and maybe even destroy that hatch.
Yep, that was a hatch they left open.
But it's far enough away that it's. You know, it's understandable why they left it open.
Mm-hmm.
Never noticed there was a little jazz tomb in this room.
What's that?
If you listen closely, there was a tune playing there for a bit from
Yeah.
the speakers. I didn't know
There's
that
like,
was a
yeah,
thing.
there's a radio in that room.
But that's a fun little detail. It appears none of them. Monty's making his way down. Looks like they're gonna try and go. They can't really do anything right now because of Monty. Jaeger being right there. Oh, Andrew just got. Oh, Clumsy coming in from the side flanking. Ooh, double kill. Oh, almost a triple. Oh, Malloy
Bomb located by attackers.
somewhere here. Getting hurt. Ooh.
Attackers bomb diffuser has been dropped.
Oh, going for a pistol kill here. This is down to the wire. Yep. Because Ace there dropped his diffuser stuff. Ooh, ooh, they're planting. And Monty's blocking off smoke here. Oh, I didn't realize.
Yep,
smoke
this is a
down.
good strategy.
Yep. But it won't last too long because.
The mute also used his C4 already, so he
Yep,
can't use
he
that on the
can't.
Monty.
Yep. So he's kind of just stuck there. Just this is the most patient. Oh, ooh, he was almost. He's not aiming for his feet. The Monty keeps tricking him and then immediately going back to a full shield. Oh, that was a good trick.
Yeah, Mute had a good idea trying to shoot Monty through the wall and do a wall bang there, but
Right. But because
Yeah.
Monty kept, switching back and forth, he kind of just assumed that it wouldn't matter there.
yep.
So that was a good trick by Monty. So now we've switched to defending Williamsburg, that is.
Yep, and Williamsburg has taken that 4-2 advantage. So they have to win 3 more rounds. As long as they can keep the gap at 2, then they'll be fine here. So we'll see. On a lot of maps, it depends on the map, but a lot of people feel that the maps favor the defenders. Consulate itself, I couldn't tell you. I don't know if Consulate's more of an even map or if it favors one side or the other.
Right. Now we're seeing some new picks here with a Jaeger and a Cade and a Hibana Fuse. And, we had there were some other new picks, but Cade is like Bandit, except he throws it and it can affect an entire area.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs
Jaeger
as they can.
has an aerial deny. Well, has an ADS that can block
Attackers
all
have located
grenades
bombs.
for a little bit, as you can see. That'll shoot down
Bomb
any
located
smokes,
by
flashbangs, frags, and whatnot. Then we also have a Fuse Hibana. A Fuse can plant devices on another side of the room, which then throw grenades into the other side. So Jaeger is a good counter pick to Fuse. And Hibana is a hard breacher.
10 seconds left.
Wrong.
5
she doesn't
seconds
have
left
any
before
drones.
insertion.
But she's a lot like Fuse. Not Fuse, sorry.
Attackers' objective
Thermite.
is to defuse a bomb.
Being a hard breacher. Ooh. I'm jumbling my words.
It's all good.
Another slow move.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of slow, cautious rounds, which puts a lot of pressure on the attackers because then they have a lot less time to do things.
Right.
The defenders don't care if the round is slow. They can sit there forever, but
Yeah, but
the attackers can't afford lose that time.
Right. Being cautious pays off, but there's problems here and there.
Yeah, you got to find a balance, right? If you're too aggressive, you just rush in and die. If you turtle, then you don't have enough time to do anything.
Right.
And I think for the most part, we've seen a decent balance of that with the game so far.
I mean, there's always a time and place for rushing in like an idiot. Because
Yeah, preferably not during an official Iowa game.
Yep.
But yeah, there is a time for it.
Yep. Because I mean, I was about to say, I was about to quote Sun Tzu, and then I realized that he never said it. But surprise, the element of a surprise is a very useful.
Indeed.
Nearly quoted Sun Tzu with an incorrect quote. I'm glad I saved myself from that.
That's all right. You can say anybody said anything, and
I mean, as long as it's funny.
it's like the Office quote, where Michael Scott's quoting Wayne Gretzky, and he says like, Michael Scott, I don't remember what it is, but it's like you miss all the shots that you don't take, but it's Michael Scott saying that he said it when Wayne Gretzky said it. It's like,
Things are getting intense here.
hey, did we get a fuse? No, that wasn't a fuse kill.
Nope.
Which is good for our defenders here.
Right, yeah. Things are getting intense though. Ooh, Sledge is down. I wonder if we will get to see a fuse kill though.
Well, since we're on defense, I hope not.
Right, obviously.
Yeah,
Ooh,
but
they're both- You go ahead here.
no, I'm just watching.
Oh. Looks like Cade and Fuse both know that they're by the hatch. Ooh. Cade's trying to attempt to flank, I think. Fuse? Oh no, he just went back.
And we just saw a trade happen.
They don't have a lot more time. They're gonna have to start pushing in fast.
Yep. And we're gonna start seeing a push from multiple angles. So looks like Fuse is taking out this hatch.
Yep.
Kaban is going through garage door. They're gonna try to hit on two sides at once.
Yep.
And it looks like Zophia's trying to use a drone to figure out where the defenders are at.
Right. Fuse has the diffuser. Ooh.
Yep.
Yep. This looks like a round over.
There we go.
Yep. As we were talking about before, you can't be too slow, otherwise things like this happen.
Yep. Now, Mid-Prairie's attack strategy there to come in from 2 or 3 different angles at the end, that could have been a good way to disorient the defenders and try to catch them off guard, but it looks like they were ready.
Yep. Ooh. Oh, nice. Sorry. Ooh, we get to see a Capitao. A Ying. Oh yeah, that was the other unique one, Ying.
Oh, Capitao and Ying. Yeah, why don't you explain both of them? I don't know that we've seen Capitao or Ying the whole season yet, not in a competitive game.
Oh, me neither. Actually, I think we've seen Capitao, but definitely not.
Have we?
Ying.
Yeah, we have seen. That's right. We have seen Capitao once.
Yep. But Ying throws in a special flash grenade that flashes like multiple times, and it can kind of work like a fuse trap and plant it on one side of a wall.
Yep. And the other cool thing about it is she can, when she throws it, it'll hit the ground and it'll start rolling for a while. So you can actually roll it underneath a doorway or like have it roll partially up a wall before it detonates. And when she goes to throw it, you can either throw it immediately and it just has like one flash, or she can hold it and charge it for a few seconds, and I think it will go off up to 3 times.
Yep. So, and then Capitao is a good aerial denial because one crossbow bolt is smoke, the other is fire.
Attackers have located
So, and we've discussed before why fire is bad. Fire is bad.
Yes.
Now we also have Capcan, which is a nice, good pick on any case. Because, as we're seeing right now, he's deploying an ADS. And those on low ground do minimal damage, but you can hear where they are, and damage is still damage. Versus if he placed them at chest high area, that would do a good chunk of damage. I think even maybe kill. I never remember what his damage does. I think it's like 20 when it's on foot level. Ooh, they're already going in. Ooh, they're all gathered in one area, droning out. That is not a great drone. Peeking out this one window here. Ooh. Attacker's still being a bit slow here. Very cautious. Oh. I think Capcan placed a trap here. I wonder if he'll run into it. Posting. That'd be pretty neat to see a Capitao trap go off, because you don't see that very often, because most of the time attackers are looking out for those.
No, what I usually see with Capcan traps is either one goes off right at the beginning because they weren't watching for it, or they'll completely forget about it and it'll clutch a kill right at the end, which is pretty cool.
That's pretty. But we just saw Ying go on a flashbang. That's a nice little peek hole. Here's they're definitely pushing forward now.
Attackers dropped the diffuser.
Ooh, they did just drop the. Wait, but no one died. They do that.
No, they did that intentionally. At least I think they did it intentionally. It looks like nobody picked it up though.
Right, yeah. That's,
The attacker's bomb diffuser
There we
has
go.
been dropped.
yep, now they drop it again. Now we just saw Sledge try and frag out an area and get caught by Jaeger's ADS. Ooh, that was a close one. Ooh! Pro-Man just got a good peek on him. Triple kill!
Nice.
Man, Andrew is picking it up. And Dr. Blazer getting in with that final kill. That I was honestly thinking they weren't gonna win that.
Yeah,
it back.
they had that round stacked against him when they brought it back.
Ah, that was good.
Yep. What really helped there was that somebody, I don't know if it was Andrew, somebody created that opening in the bathroom that let them see into the stairs. So when he had kind of that peak where I think he took out Capitao, that didn't go so well for him, he was then able to rotate and see through another angle.
Yep. So now we're at match point, meaning one more win for Williamsburg, and the game is theirs.
Yep, and then after that we'll go into game 2, which is taking place on Oregon.
Yep. So that'll be
Oregon's a great map and a fairly well balanced one at that. So.
Yep. And we're seeing a couple new picks here. We got Glass on the attack and Milus and Warden on the defense.
Yeah. Now Warden is usually considered a not so great pick, but he is a hard counter to Ying, and so that is why Ben has chosen
Yep.
Warden.
And I also got yelled at by Jacob for calling him bad.
Yeah, that's right. And then you said the baby went with Malusi.
Yeah, I don't know
Right.
what. Yeah, I don't.
So Malusi places what's called a Banshee on a wall. It's like a giant bulletproof. There it is. She's just placing it now.
Yep.
And what that thing will do is when an attacker, when an attacker gets close to it, it'll start to like make this loud, obnoxious sound, and it will slow down the attacker significantly. And so they either have to run up to it and melee it to destroy it, or leave the area. You can't shoot it because it's bulletproof.
Right.
And so ideally what you'll see with a Malusi play is they'll set them up in key points, and then they will be at an angle where they can watch one. So as soon as it goes off and that defender or that attacker is slowed, they'll go in and kill them while they're being slowed down. Now they can still shoot like normal, but it makes a really distracting loud sound that makes it hard to hear other players, and it also kind of does like this slight distortion effect, so it makes it a little bit harder to see.
Yep. And I think we have actually Warden here watching the areas where it was placed. Now Warden's gadget has a glasses, which Jacob informed me he does not have to stand still for it to activate. So that's news to me. But
Yep.
when
And
we're
again, sorry, go ahead.
Yep. So it's that wasn't a good place, but it
Ooh.
sees through smokes and that Monty blocked that nitro charge, but it sees through smokes and blocks Ying's flashbangs. So
Yeah, that was a really good throw by Ben to try to. He was trying to get the C4 behind Monty and blow him up, which is a common counter. But I don't know if he didn't throw it far enough. I don't know what happened there, but it didn't quite work.
and we just saw his glasses run out, so that's why he got flashbang so bad. Now he was able to kill you. Ooh, he also got glass there. Ooh, Monty's protecting that glass really well, so I think he'll be picked up. Nope, never mind. Triple kill. Monty is really just blocking all of his advantage.
Attackers
So.
recovered the diffuser.
Ooh, never mind.
Oh.
I think
Last one's Jackal, and
Yep.
diffuser's down outside. So what you saw is Williamsburg just pinged the diffusers out there, and they know all they have to do is watch that diffuser.
Yep.
No matter what, the attackers are going to have to run in front of that door to get it.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yep,
So that's the end of game 1.
Right.
So we'll go back to the lobby and get things set up. I'm gonna go talk to the team.
Right.
Williamsburg is gonna switch to the other side, so I can't remember the colors. I think we switch over to orange.
Yep.
They switch over to blue, and then we're gonna be set up here on Oregon for game 2. So we'll get things set up and
Yep.
yeah. All right, I'm gonna go talk to the team.
Right, of course. All right, now you're just back to me, chat. I know I'm not as good, but one way or another. So as you heard, teams are going to be switching, but all together, that was a pretty close game on most parts. We saw, yeah, every game wasn't too, because Williamsburg managed to pull a couple out, so did Mid-Prairie there. Now, I have to switch up these names. So, Williamsburg? How to spell? Don't. Maybe I don't know. Oh no, I don't know how to spell. Oh dear. Oh, I don't know how to spell. There we go. I think that's the correct. I've never struggled with it now that I'm thinking about it. Oh no. The first time I go, I wonder how you spell it. I mess it up. I could go autopilot every single time, except now. Have that on recording too, so everyone knows. That caster, man, he can't spell. Oh yeah. Oh, well, either way, I think that's correct spelling. If it's not, we all know which side is which. So they still need to switch sides. I don't know what. Voice is starting to get crackly. Now I wonder if they'll swap out anyone this round, because we have more than enough players, so I think they might change out someone like maybe Jacob or someone. Jacob being more. Why did I? Anyways, so they might switch out Malloy or someone for like Jubal or one of them. I'd be curious to see who they switch out. Mid-Prairie might switch out a couple of people because they also have more than enough people, they said. Right now we just got some easy banter going. Oh, yep. Someone did leave. Oh, it was Froman. If Froman left, that means Jubal will probably be taking his place. Here's Mid-Prairie. Oh, now they're switching team. All right, there we go. Now they have switched teams, so that's all good. And Jubal should be joining any second now.
Did you intentionally call us Willybergs?
I did not. It is. Oh no.
You might want to fix that.
Uh,
Fun.
Andrew's gonna hop in for commentary. We pulled him off, and we were getting Jubal in there, so we'll have you guys do double commentary again.
Did I spell it right this time? How do you spell Williamsburg again? Andrew,
No, you didn't.
How do-
After the second I, we need an A and an M.
Oh, give me a second.
Right now we're Willisburg.
William.
Willisburg.
I'm not good at spelling Williams. Did I get it this time?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, it
Alright.
sounds like they said they're ready.
Okay.
Let me confirm that.
Oh, alright.
All right. We're good.
All right.
All right.
Okay, alright.
Sounds good. So Andrew, you were there in that first game. What went well in the first one? What was the team doing well today?
I think we did a really good job of, covering where we needed to cover. All of our operators were picked relatively strategically, except for, there were a couple of picks where we maybe could have used our operators a little bit more effectively. But at the end of the day, we did pretty well using our operators to their strengths.
Definitely. I think at the end there we saw Ben pick Warden as a counter to Ying.
Yeah. And their Ying was doing some pretty good jobs. So Wamai, Jaeger, and Warden were all relative counter picks to a certain extent to that sort of idea.
Yep.
We
Ooh,
just
looks
saw-
like
Yep, we just got a counter pick to Ace there. Yep.
yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
Did Mid-Prairie ban Ace?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
they
was
did.
Mid-Prairie.
Yeah.
Which
Guys?
they banned Jaeger.
Yep.
Which
We keep speaking at the same time. You go ahead.
yeah, no, sorry. I mean, Jaeger does make sense in a lot of circumstances, and outside of just maybe a target ban, which I don't think was a scenario here for a pick. But there are definitely ways that we can work around that. We can pick Wamai, we can go for alternative forms of just utility denial, and it makes a lot of sense with what they're going for.
Right.
Yep. And so we saw Thatcher banned in both rounds there. Last round, you guys were hoping Thatcher would stay open so you could use him because you were attacking first, but now that Williamsburg is defending first, they wanted to get Thatcher off the table, so Thatcher's gone.
Right.
Yeah.
They've also kicked off Mirror too, which is a usual ban.
Yeah, and it looks like Williamsburg banned Mira, which I was surprised about. There's a couple really good Mira spots on Oregon, so maybe
Right.
we thought that we didn't have those Mira strats ready, so we didn't want to go against them on attack, so we got rid of it.
Right. Because not banning someone is always a double-edged sword.
Yeah.
Right. But I also think that Mira is just we do generally ban Mira pretty often just because there are so many different more things that you need to think about with different angles, different things that you need to think about when Mira has her thing open so that she can see into what you're doing, that we just kind of don't really want to deal with it.
Absolutely.
Now, right now, we're going to see Clash, which is a lot like Monty, except defending, and has an electrical current, which can annoy attackers. It's really not a lot of damage, but it does do a bit.
Yeah, absolutely. The fact that Clash didn't get banned there, so I was just gonna say, hey, I wonder if she gets picked. In round one, the baby picked her up. So
5 seconds left before insertion.
Right.
Hmm.
Now we got two good
Objective is to
spots
locate a bomb
being
and
placed by drones. Now we also see our name starts with a D. Don't remember her name. The hacker lady.
Oh,
Dokkaebi.
Yeah,
Dokkaebi.
Dokkaebi.
Yeah, Dokkaebi. That's a new pick. And so is Thermite, which is a classic hard breed. Very
Yep.
simple.
Yeah, we'll probably be seeing a lot of Thermite since Ace is off the table.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
They
And I
actually
think
have...
for the recent patch notes that have been coming out, there's this idea that
Bomb located by
Thermite's going to
attacker.
become a little bit more viable as opposed to Ace, because Ace is going to get his smokes taken away, and Thermite is then going to receive those smokes, which was something that Ace was generally that was the reason that Ace was generally picked over Thermite just a little bit more.
Mhm.
And I'm happy to see that
Ooh.
Thermite is going to see a little bit more play here.
I don't know. Well, it looks like
Yeah, I don't know
Williamsburg
what-
had identified that they were all outside, so Jacob tried to rush and
Right,
got
and-
immediately punished. That was not a.
Not
Yeah.
great. Now they're trying to... Ying here's just kind of pushing them back. Ooh.
Well, I was going to compliment Jackson on his little, basically just being a wall, a defense
But
Monty, if you will.
then,
But yeah,
Yep. And yeah, oh my, it's just down to Plumsy now. Man, that was quick.
yeah, and Bumsy's on the other side of the map, which he's a 3-speed, so he'll get back to the site quickly
Right.
enough. But the
Yep.
clock's ticking.
Attackers
And
have
oh,
located a
yep,
bomb.
now they're planting.
Hmm.
Now Dokkaebi has the ability to, as we just saw, make an attack or defender's phone activate so it buzzes. It doesn't do a whole lot, but it does make noise, which alerts the attackers.
Yeah,
Right.
we also saw there, so Devin did kill Sledge, and before that, I don't know if he made contact or not, but he was shooting through the wall at 2 of the other attackers, so he has good game sense. He knows where they're at.
Ooh, but they were ready for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A 1v5 is... It's a 1v5 when a plant has occurred. That's a very difficult situation.
Yeah, it was really stacked against him there.
Yeah, I don't know if I've ever seen that get pulled off.
It'd be pretty cool if he did manage, though.
Yeah.
I didn't get to talk too much about the other players, like, I don't even remember them. Oh, Dokkaebi also has the ability to hack into the defender's cameras, which completely alters, like, information game. They also have, so, people we've already discussed on the defense, but I haven't gone into depth about Thermite. Very easy to explain. He has a very simple wall breach that destroys an entire wall of reinforcement. Simple, easy to understand. Good hard breach.
Attackers need to locate.
Yeah, Thermite's probably one of my more favorite operators in the game. Not because, you know, he is definitely one of the better operators in the game, but people will still pick Ace over him. But I think that, you know, not only are his hard breaches faster than Ace and Hibana's, and they'll also make less noise, and they'll open up more area than Ace and Hibana on one go, which makes Thermite a lot better. But the caveat to that is that you have to actually walk up to the wall, as opposed to Ace, who can just chuck them at the wall, or Hibana, who can
shoot.
Yeah,
You know?
precisely.
Right, but opening up the wall is, again, a double-edged sword, because Ace can open up a little peek hole and then shoot through it, while Thermite opens up the wall one way or another, and every side can move and shoot through it.
Yeah.
It appears Plumsy's going for a bit of a spawn peek here, but no one's coming through that area. Yes, nothing going on too much here. Oh. We're seeing both of the shield operators kind of walls.
Honestly, I kind of just enjoy watching this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Okay.
Both Monties. Oh. Now we're seeing both have their true wall forms.
Attackers drop the diffuser.
Flash can't really do a whole lot, but the team is moving in on Monty, so he can't do a whole lot since both of his buddies died.
Yeah, no, if I were the other team at this point, I would probably, you know, they have this sort of defensive setup against Montaigne at this moment, and you know, we saw the C4 being pulled out.
Yep, and exploded and activated by Monty. I wonder if he did that on purpose, just to get it out of the way.
Yeah, they're 2 men down. At this point, you gotta start weighing your options. Do you try to push against this defensive that they set up against Montaigne, or do you go for another site? If I were them, I would probably try to push something else like Big Window,
Right.
or stairs up back into second floor.
Right, because at some point you gotta cut your losses.
Right. Okay, but Montaigne kills Splash.
Yep, Flash is dead though. So we're seeing, I think that might be, is peeking there. Blazer here was peeking through all those little tiny hatchets. Ooh, almost a headshot. Oh, down.
Ooh, yeah.
That was a good impact.
Yeah. Generally, we don't really see impacts used as like an attacking weapon. They're more used for just rotation creation. But you know, in those sorts of circumstances, they are very good against shield operators.
Right. A quick question. What did I just see there? I saw a smoke get thrown, and then it immediately turned 90 degrees. What was that?
Okay, so that's the operator Wamai that Ben is running, Dr. Blazer.
Oh,
And-
that's... I see. So that's what Wamai's ability looks like.
Yeah, the opposing team banned Jaeger, which means that naturally, in order to get rid of utility, we need to be able to bring Wamai in. so that he can get rid of any grenades. And oh,
Oh, that was a good wall bang on Dokubi's part, but as soon as he started wall banging, they knew where she was.
yeah, Ben got a nice face check in there.
Yep.
But Wamai is a very good supplement to Jaeger because
Yep.
there are certain advantages and disadvantages to bring either on the team. Wamai's discs will come out periodically. You don't get them all at the start of the round. But the big thing is you can use the grenades that you have with Wamai against them because they don't just eliminate the grenade; they'll still go off in a different
Right.
location.
Just somewhere else.
Yeah, and it's about the same range, but Wamai also comes with a 1.5 scope on its MP5K, and the guns don't necessarily balance each other out. Jaeger probably has the better gun, but a 1.5 scope is pretty good in a couple of select circumstances.
For a second, I thought we were gonna see a new Ash play, but instead stick
Attackers
back to
need to
Thermite.
locate and
Again,
defuse as many bombs as
still
they
useful.
can.
Actually, really useful since they didn't actually have any hard breaches. They also have a glass, which they've had a couple of times, but I haven't been able to discuss what he does. Again, simple. He has a sniper rifle, a lot of smokes, and a thermal camera on said scope. Ooh, watching this drone is. I'm gonna move somewhere else. That's
Attackers have
that is
Yeah, I was
not-
gonna say, please don't give me stomach issues, man.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think of the viewers, that was a bad drone to watch.
yeah.
Yeah.
10 seconds
Think of
left.
think of the viewers, please.
Yeah. I mean, okay, but on your point about Glaz, Glaz can be a very good situational pick. Like if you know for a fact that you're going to just rush site and smoke everything out, he can be good because he can see through that smoke. I have the designer's notes for the current season of Siege up right now. I think Glaz's win delta right now is the lowest of all the attackers in the game. And there is some reason to that. Glaz is an operator that struggles because his gadget kinda is just his gun. You can see through smoke, but it's only going to be very useful to you in a very select number of circumstances. Add on the fact that DMRs aren't going to be nearly as effective as opposed to automatic weapons in this game.
Right.
And you can kind of start to see why Glaz struggles a bit as an operator.
Right. Because while high damage is great, it's the same problem that kind of comes in with Tachanka's main weapon. High damage is great and all, but if you have a lower rate of fire, you're not going to be able to do a lot.
Yeah.
Absolutely, especially with the one shot headshot mechanic. Doesn't matter how much damage that gun does. If you get them in the head, they're dead. So if you have a higher rate of fire, you have more opportunities to hit them in the head.
Right.
Right,
But
but
as
wait-
we just saw a good use of glass there. Ooh, they're actually really pushing hard.
Yeah, I think that Glaz pick was just enough to give them an edge on this push because that ward and shield spot is very effective for trying to hold bunker.
Ooh.
But if you do get fragged out of that location, that's nice on Jackson's part. They have a free entry right into sight, and it's all down to Devin to try and repel the push they're going for here.
Ooh, it appears Devin there was just about to get a headshot, but
Yeah, but he peeked his head out a little too early, and his crosshair was right on it.
yep. That was close though. Real close.
Yeah.
So, Mid-Prairie's actually taking the lead here.
Yeah,
You might actually go on to a third map.
we will have to see, but possibly.
That'd be neat.
Seems like they're definitely more comfortable with Oregon than they were with Consulate.
Yeah.
Ooh, we're getting.
But that doesn't surprise me. Our team is also more comfortable with Oregon than Consulate. Oregon's a good map.
We're seeing Maestro and. I'm not even going to try and pronounce that because I don't know how.
It's Maestro. It's the Italian operator.
I know how to pronounce Maestro.
Yes.
I was talking about the one that starts with
The
an
other one
A.
is a Rooney.
Oh, Rooney. Yeah, okay.
Bombs.
I know how to pronounce an Italian name. All right.
Yes. I'm in. Okay. Have we talked about a Rooney at all?
I don't know. We have not.
We mentioned her a little bit last time, but I didn't know enough about her. I had to go look her up. So if you have any information, you can.
Yeah, she's one of the newer operators that's been added to the game. She's similar to like Jaeger and Wamai, where her gates will allow for you to get rid of utility because if you chuck a grenade, if you chuck a grenade at one of those things, they'll just zap it out, so it's just effectively useless. And if you walk through it, it'll also deal 40 damage, which is, you know, it's kind of a hybrid between Jaeger and Kapkan to a certain degree.
Yeah, or even Castle, because you know you might just not want to go through an area like that.
Right, and it also has the same sort of idea where in order to get through it and, you know, not come out unharmed, you're going to have to get rid of some form of utility in order to get through it, whether that be a grenade or like an ash charge or something like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, isn't hers unique in that, like, when it goes off, it takes some time to recharge, and then don't you have to shoot it to activate it?
Yeah. You have to shoot it to reactivate, and if one of your teammates is standing next to it, it won't activate. So like if one of your teammates is standing next to it and they chuck a grenade through it, that grenade's still live. It's still going to be potential for damage.
Right, because we saw when Aruna herself got close to it, the laser field deactivated.
Is that to prevent somebody from having vision through the laser and just mowing you down when you come around the corner?
It could be.
Okay.
I think the interesting thing you can do with that is almost like it's kind of hard to pull off in a competitive setting, but I've seen clips where people will place an Aruna gate on the opposite side of a wall that they know that they're going to try and hard breach, and if you stand next to it and then you hear a thermite charge go off, you can step away from that wall and then reactivate the Aruna gate. It's almost like bandit tricking to a certain extent.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And we're seeing Plumsy here, or Maestro, really going at it, being real aggressive. Now Maestro has a cool cam that's like Valkyrie's. It's called an Evil Eye, but it's also it's a mixture of Valkyrie and Twitch. Valkyrie being able to place a cam, but it's also bulletproof and can open up and shoot. And it does a good job of damage too. That's a flawless round. That was
That was a really good.
Yeah, that was an
really good
interesting round
execution.
given how the last couple went.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The clutch thing there was at the end. Devin managed to down whichever operator there had the diffuser, and then they could just watch it.
Right.
Yeah, and it's the same sort of thing we were talking about a little while ago. I think last stream we did, where if you drop the diffuser and you have an angle on it, sight doesn't matter anymore. As long as you can keep your crosshair on that diffuser and you can get rid of anybody who even tries to come near it, you know, it's completely irrelevant.
Ooh, we're seeing Mozzie now. Yeah, he's the new pick. Mozzie.
Oh man.
Yes, the Australian known as Mozzie is able to launch down a spider, or a robotic spider, that takes over the attacker's drones, and thus gives the defender's
locate and
drones.
defuse as many bombs
Yeah.
as they can.
Which is
Operation Outback Steakhouse.
Yeah. Operation Outback Steakhouse. It's not a... Ooh, we might actually see it get taken over right now. Oh, they just...
You know, Mozzie in a lot of certain circumstances isn't necessarily the most competitively viable operator in the game, but I do love Mozzie to pieces.
I just
I
like his
like him too.
Australian voice.
Yeah, it's that and the idea where, you know, obviously you can be able to capture drones. If you capture a Twitch drone, it's even better because you have all of the abilities that you get with Twitch, but on a defensive standpoint.
Right.
So like you can pester them if they try to get a breaching charge down and things like that. And I don't know if Ben's playing with it now, but the Commando 9 reload animation is just arguably one of the best reload animations in the game. If you don't know what it is, he basically just pulls out the mag, flips it around, and throws it back in his gun. It's just slick as heck.
Well, I think now that you said, we're actually watching the Mozzie controlled drone right now.
Yep.
Now I'm kind of hoping if we watch him long enough, he'll do a reload.
Yeah. What I also liked, what I liked about Mozzie before, his secondary used to be the super shoddy, which was awesome. So unfortunately, he lost that quite a while ago. But I really liked playing as Mozzie back when he had that.
Yeah, but you be giveth and you be taketh away.
That's right. Yeah, he was a little bit too strong when he had all of that stuff plus the super shoddy.
Yeah. I don't think Ben's playing with the Commando 9 right now. I'm pretty sure he's playing with the P10 Roni, which is arguably the more competitively viable option. It does come with a 1.5 and an angle grip, so which will give you a faster ADS time. But
Yeah, but there's a problem there, which is, you know, it's like telling someone to use the competitively better sledge gun instead of the shotgun. It's just not as satisfying.
Yeah.
Just not the same.
Oh, so Ben's holding a good angle here. The nice thing about his angle is
Ooh.
he's watching them.
Yep, but they peeked him first.
I was gonna say, but he was leaving himself in a good spot here. Now Valkyrie running out there right afterwards is a little scary.
Ooh, they just threw a C4 though. Dang.
Yeah, they did.
Yep.
Diffuser has been dropped.
Now the C4 fell short, unfortunately,
Cover the bomb.
but Diffuser's down.
Yep.
Although Jacob did trade there. Jacob's now down and out.
But if we could just watch that diffuser, it's the same sort of logic. Even
Yep.
if they get into sight, we're in a very strong position here.
And Capitao recovered it. We're seeing the Monty right now trying to
Capitao just
provide a
died, though.
distraction.
Yep. So it's up-
Capitao's now down, so we got Diffuser again.
So it's up to Sledge and Monty.
Yeah, and Sledge is at half health, so.
Yeah.
And it looks like he's behind Monty, so they're gonna have to reposition with 45 seconds left in the game.
Yeah.
But they could
Ooh.
also take out both.
What did
the
Sledge
entire
just
enemy.
do there? Did he throw a frag or did he do a wall bang or what was that?
No,
I-
he threw it. He took out a frag and then he threw it back in.
Okay.
Yeah. Like, it's a weird thing in Siege where even if you pull the pin out, you can still put it back into your pocket.
I was trying to figure out how the kill happened though, because didn't he just get a kill on somebody?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Covered their
I think it was a wall bang.
15 seconds left.
Ooh, they only got 13 seconds left. They're really gonna
Yeah.
have to start pushing hard.
So they have Diffuser.
Ooh, triple kill. Ooh,
They
they're
don't have the
planting.
means to do a
They're
smoke
planting.
plant here. Oh no.
Oh,
Oh, it's just Jackson left.
Oh, that was close.
That was, yeah.
Oh man.
Look at that sick black ice.
Yep. A nice, cool black ice kill.
Which, to anybody who doesn't know, that was the skin of the gun. It's one
Right,
of the-
yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't
Yeah.
the gun itself, it was the skin of the gun.
one of the most aesthetically pleasing guns in the game. If I
Right.
do say so myself.
Yeah, I've seen Buck picked a couple of times. I don't think I've ever discussed him either.
Mhm.
I don't think we've really seen a whole lot of Buck.
Buck is an interesting operator. He's kind of like a supplement to Sledge, where they can both serve the same sort of purpose. With soft destruction, they can both play off vertically. The big thing about Buck, and almost like this certain controversy about Buck, is that at one point he did have frag grenades, which if you could buck out the ceiling floor and then chuck a grenade down if you're playing basement, that was, you could get rid of bandit boxes, you could get rid of other utility that the defenders could be using. But again, you be giveth and you be taketh away, and
Ooh,
Buck.
he's using the commander gun. We're gonna get to see the cool reload
Yes,
animation.
we got the Commando 9.
Got it.
Wait, is he playing Pizza Mozzie?
Wait,
Oh,
what?
he's not supposed to be. Oops.
Well,
on defaults.
yeah. Oh well.
And right now we're seeing him place it around a castle wall, which is like a better barricade. Ooh. Oh, he flipped it. That was neat.
Yes, I love that so much.
But we saw a castle wall being placed. I think he has one more, so we'll see if he places his last one down. But basically, it's a barricade, but bulletproof, meaning it's going to take a lot more bullets to actually destroy, and it just kind of halts progress until they destroy it. I don't know why he shot that fan, but he did.
The fan was intimidating.
Yep.
They couldn't handle
Yeah.
it.
A lot of times players will do that to practice their flicking. Like, hey, I'm gonna just move to this target, this stationary target real quick and shoot it. Just keep their aim warm.
Nah, I see.
Yeah, that's fair.
Ooh, he again, being pretty. Oh, here's a firefight. Just stumbled across this.
Yeah. Playing DMR on Dokkaebi can be, she's got two options for primary weapons. She either has the DMR or the Boss G, which is kind of just a slug-based shotgun. DMRs are interesting in this game because you'll get a 3 times scope, which is the largest magnification scope in the game, other than Cali's, which can go to 12 times. But as far as standard primary weapons go, the scope you see here is the 3 times scope, which will magnify everything in your area to 3 times. Right, so you can see further into sight.
Right. Which is why guns with better sights like ACOGs and or 2 times and stuff like that tend to be.
Yeah.
I think Jaeger used to have an ACOG. I think they took it away though.
Yeah, that was like patch day 1. Well, okay. It was, yeah.
It was pretty long ago.
Jaeger ACOG was, let's just say, interesting, because I'm pretty sure he was also at one point a 3-speed operator, so he could run to one side of the map, get a spawn peek in, and then run to the other side and try it again on another window. It was kind of broken, and it was also a very good operator to do it on too, because you could throw all your utility down at the very beginning of a map, and then if you died, it didn't matter because the claymore.
Yep. But at least we got to see another commando reload before he went.
Yeah.
Right. And one of my favorite things to do with like Bandit and Jaeger is to have them both, and it would be like the Bandit brothers, where they were 3-speed and used shotguns, and they were good shotguns too. They were one hit. Because before they used to be 3-speed, so they could rush around the map, place down all their utility, and just kind of move about real fast.
Yeah.
All right, so we're seeing the last round before the switch here. So we're dealing with the situation. Oh, actually, the switch just happened. My bad.
Oh yeah. Yep, and they're tied too right now.
Yep.
So
again, there has to be a spread of 2. So a team needs to get 7's the minimum, but there has to be 7 with a spread of 2. So if it's like 7-6, the game won't end.
Yeah, we could potentially go into overtime here.
Defenders, protect your bombs
Right.
from being defused by attackers.
Now right now they have an Echo, and the attackers have a Blackbeard. I don't know if Blackbeard's gonna be really good on this map though.
Blackbeard is good on a lot of sites with windows, which is why we banned him on the other map. Consulate is just full of windows that you can get into and peek into. And Blackbeard has that shield where if even if you try to fire at it, he'll be blocked for a couple of shots.
Right. It used to be more damage, but they also patched that out.
Yeah, Blackbeard nerfs have been pretty frequent in Siege. He's just a very weird operator to try and balance, because if you take away the shield's broken if you give it to him, but if you take away the shield, what is Blackbeard? He's pretty much exclusively fitted to getting frags.
Right. Now we just saw Echo place down his drone, it can go on ceilings or floors, and it's much like an attacker drone, except it blasts an Echo, which is kind of like an LB blaster. What's her name?
Ella?
Ella, yeah, kind of like an Ella blast.
Yeah, it'll basically just provide a concussive effect, and it can be also be very good post plant when you're or pre-plant, sorry, when the attackers are trying to get something down, and you can just keep firing that thing down, because in that concussive state you can't put down the diffuser.
All right. Now I don't know if anyone was really paying attention, but Echo was being strange by just kind of knocking off the Teddy's heads and just staring at him for a bit. So I don't know how to feel about that.
Time to be efficient and kind of lazy. It's an Echo voice line. I love him so much.
So they're all pushing in. So right now,
Mm-hmm.
you have Monty and Blackbeard going in, the 2 shields. Clumsy's on his own here.
Yeah, but he's holding a very crucial angle into the site, which, if they try to rotate into the other site, we can cross him over with the angle there. You see Vigil getting a kill off of Jubal.
Bomb diffuser.
We saw that in third person, so that was a bit surreal to just watch Jubal get completely flanked there.
Yeah.
Ooh, Virgil almost got a headshot there. But
Yeah.
Blackbeard had that shield.
Right.
Bomb
You know, yeah, before the game started, you guys were talking about how they nerfed Blackbeard's shield, so basically we'll just block a single shot now. But we saw there that it was still a good tool to have, although I don't know if it took damage there.
No, it definitely did because he replaced his shield.
Yeah, it was broken, but I think
Okay. So that means he did save himself from a shot.
Yep.
yeah, which probably would have been saved him because yeah, you know that shield is in a very strange position where it's like right next to where your head is. So if that shot, you know, didn't go into the shield and went straight to it, he would be dead thanks to Siege's one-shot headshots.
Right. We're seeing a usual play here. No one too new. Oh, actually, no. We're seeing Finka.
I was gonna say, have we played Finka yet?
We
Not
have
yet.
Yeah.
So Finka has a cool ability where she has a nanite boost, which pretty much
Defenders,
overheals
protect your
the
bombs
entire
from used by attackers.
attacking team. And I think it can also revive downed teammates too.
Yeah, it'll revive down teammates. It'll apply an additional 20 health, and it can also, in a lot of circumstances, I think it can help reduce recoil, which is actually one of the reasons Finka isn't seen as much in competitive, because generally people have like recoil patterns memorized, so they know exactly how further down to bring down their mouse when they're trying to control recoil.
So it messes with your muscle memory.
Exactly.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
I think
you would think on paper that her ability to reduce recoil would be like, yeah, that's awesome. And I mean, I guess you could say like, hey, I'm going to do this, and then they'd be aware of it. But like Andrew said, everybody has that muscle memory memorized where when they're shooting, they're just dragging the mouse ever so slightly in the direction they need to combat the recoil. And so when she reduces your recoil, you end up messing up your own aim.
right, which in Siege's one-shot headshot game can be very drastic.
Detrimental.
Yeah.
Yep,
Because
it's not
you know,
even one shot. Like just a couple bullets can down a person. So
yeah, and you'll think you're going for the head when in actuality, because they're pulling it down, you're only going for the chest, and then they'll flick towards you, get your head, and then you're back to square one.
Yep. Now, I can't remember, Finka's adrenaline boost, can that pick up down players?
yeah.
I think it
Okay.
can, yeah.
I think it can too.
Yep.
And then when it ends, they drop back to 1 HP, I think. They don't go back into down state.
Yeah. Kind of like Zophia's old withstand, but you know,
Yeah, which they removed.
Ooh, switch to good and a good clean headshot and destroying those bandits. So wait, Zofia used to have a withstand? What'd that do?
Yeah, so Zofia used to have an ability where when she went down, she could pull herself back up. Why did they remove that, Andrew?
you know, in a competitive game like Siege, often it doesn't make sense to have operators like that can have just like, random aspects of their kit tailored for just lore reasons, which is, that was the primary reason that we had withstand on Zofia. Her whole character is about being tough and living through difficult circumstances. But it doesn't make sense in a competitive game to have those sorts of added on abilities simply based on lore.
Yeah. Ooh.
It's still really cool and all, but it just doesn't work
Right.
well.
We just saw Ben take out Frost, but then he got killed by a C4, so that's really mixed things up here.
Right.
Yeah.
We have Finka with Diffuser and a 1v2.
So we'll see what the
Now,
baby fan here does.
Finka's at full health with one extra
Overheal.
overheal, but still at the disadvantage here.
Right. But
Right.
ooh,
Guess the frag out.
There's one.
Just a 1v1.
yep.
And the
Here.
overheal can save him.
Yeah, it'll let you tank a couple extra bullets there.
Right.
15 seconds left.
Ooh, Fink. Ooh.
Oh.
That was close.
Nice.
Yeah.
That was good.
Yeah, going back to what Andrew was saying about Zofia, if her withstand thing, if that was her ability or was her gadget, then it would kind of make sense, but it's not. As Jackson mentioned earlier, she already has like a under barrel grenade launcher that does the concussion or the impact grenades. And so this withstand thing was just like this extra flavor to her because of her background. And so wasn't there a situation before the season started where it was like a high level pro game and somebody was playing as Zofia and then they ended up picking themselves back up and like clutching a 1v3 or something like that?
Yeah, that happens a lot of time, especially in those sorts of competitive scenarios where if you do down Zofia, you have to actually physically make sure that she is dead, because otherwise it can go from a 1v1 to a 1v2 very quickly, and that's an additional more angles you have to check for.
Absolutely. With the way we're playing the game, it gives you a score indicator when you injure somebody, but at the pro league play, it doesn't give you that score indicator. So like Andrew said, if you don't physically check that they're down, then they could get up. And you could make the argument of like, oh, when you're playing against a Zofia, then you just need to be mindful that you have to check. But again, she's the only person out of all the characters that has that, and it's not her main
Doc.
gadget. It's something extra she had that nobody else did.
Right.
I mean,
And
Doc also has that ability, but that's
His gadget.
yeah, that's
Right,
his
it's-
gadget.
It's connected exclusively to the reason that like Doc could be brought onto a team. You know, Zofia, it's something exclusively for her and something that, you know, is completely unrelated to her role on a team.
And it's not like her existing gadgets sucks. Her existing gadget's actually pretty good. So to have a good gadget on top of this self-revive mechanic was a little much, a lot of people thought.
Right.
Yeah, and I have the current patch notes up. Zofia is, you know, the 70% of ranked games in Siege. Zofia is present in most of those. You know, she, as far as attacking goes, the only person who gets better than that is Ashe at 80%. And, you know, that brings up another debate where is Zofia just a better Ashe? Which is part of the reason why they took away the withstand ability, because in a lot of arguments, it was basically just, oh, I don't need to bring an Ashe because I can get Zofia and get that sweet little bit of extra withstand.
Right.
We're seeing Williamsburg put some good pressure on Mid-Prairie. We saw a grenade come in that dropped a deployable shield. And then we see, oh, and then we have the closed captions on and saw the F word. That's cool.
Oh,
sorry, people. Thermite has an ability when he drops his charge in one of his voice lines. He says, we got a really big blanking hole coming up. So I apologize. That's one of the things we can't control.
Yeah.
It's like the one time where that happens. I probably could have not said anything and it would have been fine. I just called it out.
I mean, I didn't even realize that happened. It's
Yeah, I
just
shouldn't have said
ingrained in
it.
my
yeah,
head.
I just saw it on the screen and I'm like, I better say something because somebody at home's going to see this.
yeah. I mean, it's an MMA game for a reason, but
Yeah.
I think it might have been better to just see no evil, say no
Yeah.
evil. No.
And I do like that we have the captions on in most cases because then you can hear voice lines from operators, which sometimes can help. Ooh, Jacob got another triple there.
yeah.
And Monty's here planting. So.
Yep. Let's switch over to Monty.
Activating the bomb diffuser.
Ooh.
Defenders
Planting in the corner, which is nice because his shield's on
Oh,
his
but
back.
the Legion fragged him out.
Yep.
Ooh!
This could be huge.
Yeah, let's see
Oh.
if is Legion gonna get the plant here, or the
Nope.
defuse.
No,
Oh,
No.
we got a refrag.
Hey, Jacob got 4 there. That's awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah, 4K.
that was good. All right. This is match point.
Yep. One more and
Indeed.
Williamsburg can take this home.
Right. Do what they all pick. I'm willing to bet they're just gonna go with consistency on the attacking team because it's been working pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
This time they have Caveira on the defense.
It's an
What-
inch. Go ahead, Jackson.
I was gonna say that might be a counter pick to something because they just switched that now.
It's an interesting pick. Caveira is very good at like the low elos of Siege, where people are just starting to learn the game's mechanics, because she can be frightening. If you get downed and Caveira is still alive, she can interrogate you and then you reveal the location of everybody on the opposite team.
Attackers have discovered the
In most competitive circumstances, though, Caveira's guns are weak enough and her gadget ability is irrelevant enough that a lot of the time Caveira isn't brought, but I think maybe in this circumstance they're going for a more stealthy approach, you know, taking a little bit of a gamble on their potential last round. to try and get some sort of edge before Williamsburg does their advance.
Right.
5 seconds to insertion.
It's definitely an interesting play.
Attackers are moving
Yeah.
to defuse.
Speaking of, for some reason, Kavera just reminded me of the. I haven't ever actually seen him in any competitive play, but there was Sam Fisher for a while. Was he like removed?
Oh
No.
yeah, 0. No, he's just we talked a little bit earlier about how Ash and Zofia, there's an argument over whether or not you should bring those two operators. There's also this sort of argument of whether you should bring 0 over Twitch, which Twitch and 0 are both intelligence-based operators that you can bring to try to figure out what the enemy's trying to do. And Jacob's bringing Twitch, so in this circumstance, there's not really a whole lot of reason to bring 0.
Right. Yeah. But 0 has the ability to shoot a camera through any wall, or at least I remember it even going through hard walls.
Yeah, hard walls.
Yep.
If you see like bricks and stuff, it's just gonna stick to that sort of thing. But if you have like a physical wall, hard wall, soft wall, any sort of that, then Sam can send Sam cams through.
Right. It's a shit.
Did we just see a C4, then try to do a C4 on Monty there? What was that?
Yeah.
maybe an
It looked like a
impact?
sequel. Yeah.
It might have
like
been
that.
an impact.
So it appears.
Yeah, Kavera threw an impact at him.
Ooh, Kavera is definitely holding this
Oh,
area.
okay, they got the shotgun.
Yep.
Yeah, this is a very tricky situation here. They can't really get into sight all too easily, and
That was a C4.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was.
So Monty's even lower now, but Kavera can't push forward.
Ben's still alive, and if they try to push Monty just the right way, Ben could get a frag off of this.
Right. But he
But-
did get it. He did just get a frag, but Monty also is.
Yeah, and
That was
it's
Yeah, let's keep the focus on Ben here. He can pull this off because all these other people are at 1 HP, which means 1 bullet will do him. But
Right.
he is
Yeah.
also at 1.
he's all. It's
all very.
It's-
Speaking of 1 HP.
very. It's a very glass cannon sort of game, and we know what
There we
happens with
go.
glass cannons. Yeah.
Yep. You either win or you lose.
So sort of circumstances where it all comes down to the advantage of peeking. If you can peek first, then and they're at low enough health, you're pretty much guaranteed to get the frag.
Right. And I'm not gonna let this not be pointed out. He did just potato grenade that flash. It was
I mean,
almost
yeah.
it hit that doorway just before it went in.
All right,
So-
this is still match point. So if Williamsburg takes this, they can still win.
Right.
If Mid-Prairie takes this one, then we have a 5v6, which means that then Williamsburg could still win with only 1 more round. But then if Mid-Prairie takes another round after that, then we enter some drawn-out
Overtime.
play here.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right. Kids dorm and
Attackers
dormitory
locate
hallway.
and defuse
This
the bomb.
is. Did we win both of the times that we ran this site?
I
I can't remember.
believe so.
It was that, and we've won both of these sites, but if I remember right, it's also been very, very close victories. With like Finca and Blackbeard and that sort of thing, where it can kind of come down to 1v1. So I think this could be a very good site for Mid-Prairie to try something new and just see how well they can, just pull a gamble on Williamsburg
5
here.
seconds left
Right.
before
Mhm.
insertion.
Now we just saw a pretty clever cam placement from Valkyrie there, because I doubt anyone's gonna really check that area.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we also are seeing a new attacker, Ash. And we were discussing before, is Zofia just a better Ash? Because Ash also has he launches a missile into any soft wall that just explodes, or barricade.
Mm-hmm.
Does it also work on soft wall?
Oh yeah, it'll work on some balls.
Alright. Ooh, such.
Oh,
Did
wait,
I...
What happened
no.
there? Oh, Devin accidentally
yeah.
killed Jubal.
No, that was a strategic play because
Yeah.
if
Cave-
Jubal
if
was
he-
kept if Jubal was
alive.
kept alive and Kavera interrogated her,
Oh.
Yeah.
Yes.
that was strategic.
I know. It took me a second to register because that was not
Yeah.
an accident. That was very intentional.
Yeah, same. But like in hindsight, it does make sense. Now
Yeah.
Kavera retreated and she got her frag. She just kind of left. But so we could have, he could have tried to get Jubal alive. But in the heat of a moment, that was a very, very good decision to try to make.
Right.
Yeah.
Kavera's,
I think the alternative to that situation would have been to leave Sledge alive and bait the interrogation, like try to make Kavera come in and do it and kill her when she does.
right. 'Cause now
Which
it's
then
just
would have left
Monty.
Jubal alive. So it's kind of a gamble. We'll see how it plays out.
Right. Because now Monty's all alone and Kavera's just bullying him. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's the last one
Oh,
left.
he's the last one, huh?
Yeah. It's a 3v1, but when it's Monty by himself, that's trouble. Especially because Monty's not even like Monty's just circling a pillar. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
He
Well.
wasn't- Yeah, that didn't go too well. He tried to pull out his pistol, but Kavera had a shotgun there, so.
We could go into overtime here.
Yep.
Indeed.
Yeah. The new Kavera pick has really been helping them out because they took 2 matches with Kavera.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Modest
they're picking her again.
Yep. Ooh, this time we get to see Doc.
yeah, modestly.
Oh.
Yeah, hey, Doc. Good Frenchman.
They
Oh, wait, he
Oh.
switched to Legion.
Yeah.
Okay.
Guard. It's like seeing any Russian operator picked. It's just, ooh, this will be fun.
And then they pull a 6th pick. And then they,
Yeah.
yeah.
Like, oh.
I mean, the Russian ops can be fun, but
Right. They're not great and competitive.
yeah, and every CTU's kind of got their thing where the FBI can be highly immobile, the GIGN is very self-prepared. There's this joke where the Russians are kind of like, if you walk into this wire, it's going to explode.
Yeah. And for a while, the thing with the Russians was that they had the goofy scopes. Like they always had unique scopes on their guns, but
Yeah, and they still do. Like if
Yeah.
they'll have different types of holographics, red dots, and reflex sights, but yeah. And there's also one other site, the 2.5 times site on Fuse exclusively.
yeah.
Also-
Fuse also has one of the best guns in the game,
AK-12, baby.
Yeah, it's a good
which
gun.
Ace now has, so that takes a reason away from using Fuse.
Right, but Fuse still has a reasonably good gadget.
Yeah. He's also
Yeah.
still the best for killing hostages, but we don't play that game mode.
Yes. I mean, who doesn't want a 6-man ace?
Right. I mean, let's face facts. Why wouldn't you want to commit a war crime?
Yeah. I mean, I think Fuse in competitive play often, he's very loud. It's the second that you put down a Fuse cluster charge, the enemy immediately knows where you are. But if you can get it off, it's very effective for getting rid of utility as long as you don't have a Jaeger or a Old Mai.
Right.
And though you're standing directly beneath it, you're kind of just dead.
Yeah, it's literally guess I'll die.
Yeah.
Cause if
They
it misses, then
down.
they. Oh yeah.
Attackers have dropped the bomb diffuser.
Okay, Montaigne and Jacob are down.
So they've barely taken any damage.
Jacob's down.
Yeah.
We're about to
Could
go
be
into
a-
overtime.
Unless Devin and Jubal can pull a clutch here.
Right, but they don't even have the diffuser, so.
Right, they don't have diffuser and they're kind of going in dark here.
Right.
They have very limited intel onto the site as opposed outside of just them looking.
Right. They did take out. Kavera is watching
Loading new magazine.
that diffuser, or not
Okay, I was
Kavera.
gonna
Sorry, Legion. They did.
I was gonna
kill
say,
Kavera.
yeah. I was gonna tell you to switch over to Kavera a couple seconds ago because I think she was gonna try to go for a flank, but Devin fragged her out.
Needle set.
All right, now it's just Devin left.
Yep. Now,
All right, let's switch to Devin's perspective. He'll get the action no matter what.
yep,
Mhm.
already did it. I'm getting better at switching from action to action. Right, but the longer he takes, the more Legion is gonna start becoming a problem because Legion isn't designed against people breaching fast. It's about people breaching slowly, because he gains more and more Legion traps the longer and longer the match goes on.
Right, but we got one frag off on Vigil. Good, just 3 more.
3 more in 40 seconds.
30 now.
Ooh, yeah. This time limit might be a little bit difficult to get around.
Got him.
Yeah, we're going into overtime.
Oh, fun.
I just got called out that it's Legion, not Legion.
Yep, Legion.
Yep.
Yep, now we're going into overtime. This is the first time this happened. Has happened.
Yeah.
I didn't-
So, new experience for I think both of these teams, right? Has Mid-Prairie? I haven't.
I don't know.
Yeah, I was gonna say I haven't watched Mid-Prairie play very much, but
So I think whoever takes this takes everything.
Nope.
no, because if Williamsburg loses this round, then we go into a third overtime like map. So we'll go into bank, which will then, if whoever wins that one, will decide who wins the set.
Yeah.
Oh.
Whoever wins this round, the game 2's over regardless, right?
Right, yeah. Yeah, that's what I meant. Whoever
Sorry,
wins
yeah.
this round.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And
That's what I was-
what we see is we see Williamsburg on attack, and we see Mid-Prairie on defense. Now, we seem to we had a better time, I think, on attack, right?
Yeah, we definitely had a better time on it.
So we'll see.
Except for those last couple of rounds. But
Right.
Yeah. Oh, I guess we were just attacking now. Sorry. Yeah. Maybe we were.
Yeah.
Actually
Oh, we were doing
defense.
better on defense, man.
we
Yeah,
were
we were.
doing better on defense, yeah.
Right. So now,
But-
now that it's down to this, they've kind of picked
Now-
picked a couple of new operators here, like. Or,
Now, don't quote me on this, but I do think that these teams are very well evenly matched, and there's a certain level to where if 2 teams are equally balanced in skill, the defending team in Siege does have a slight advantage
Yep.
because you have to come to them. You have to, you have to get rid of all of their utility, all of the little small things that you have to do in order to get through their defenses. And at the end of it all, you still have to get the diffuser down unless you want to frag everybody on their team.
right. And I've heard this said before by a couple of competitive players that the more and more Siege goes on, the more and more the attackers have just more busy work to do. Destroy the proximity mine,
Yeah.
destroy the mutagen, destroy this, destroy that.
Yeah.
So it's
Actually- No, go ahead.
so it's definitely the advantage is usually with the defenders.
Yeah, it's actually something Ubisoft was trying to address a couple of patches ago, like getting rid of this 15-second meta where people were just rushing the site in the last 15 seconds to try to get the diffuser down. But okay, see a frag off on Pumsy.
Ooh, good flag.
Yeah.
Ooh, and it looks like they got a friendly fire.
Oh,
there.
they traded.
Oh, I wonder if that was because of the blind.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is.
Now they found a bomb. It's looking good for Williamsburg so far.
Yeah, if they can get the diffuser down in A.
I think Ying's here is trying to see if they can go in and set up the pressure with the plant or not.
Mhm.
Yep.
Now we did see Caveritas impacted the floor to get a look up into Kid's bedroom.
Yep. We're seeing
Yeah.
that right now.
But she's trying to peek at all the wrong spots.
Yep.
They're planting.
Yep, Jackie getting a plant down.
They don't want to be.
Jubal,
Did you get it off?
Jubal just body
they got the
blocked
plant
that
off.
diffuser.
Okay, now they need to get outside the window.
Yep. Or they can keep defending this plant here.
2v2.
Yep. But that was a great play by Jubal. He body blocked that diffuser. I don't care what anyone else says.
Yeah, it's just down to the Valkyrie here.
Ooh. Now it's
Oh,
down
my
to
heart's
just-
pounding.
I know, this is close.
Okay, it's just Ben and
A
Valkyrie
1v1.
left. Yep.
But it's,
Ben's at full health and he has the advantage here because Valk has to go in and defuse.
Right, and he has
And this Valk knows that Ben's outside watching that window. So here he goes.
No, I think this is it.
Oh!
Yeah, that was time. That was time.
Yeah!
Let's
Yeah, boys,
Oh
Good
boy!
match.
All right, why don't you guys do some post-game recap? I'm gonna jump over to
Oh.
the team real quick, and then I'll hop back in before we close.
All right,
Oh
all right.
my. Oh wait, hang on.
Wait, no, road. We have
Whoa,
another
whoa,
round.
what?
We're going.
Road.
We're
Oh,
still
it's not
going.
over yet. Oh,
We're
Yeah,
still
I
I
going.
forgot you still have the 2 round.
I thought.
Yeah, it's
Oh, you still have the 2 round
We have
differential.
to win by 2.
yeah,
I-
it's
oh,
a headway
even
too.
in
It's
OT.
2.
I didn't know
Yeah.
that. Oh.
Oh, so we got to do it again.
Oh
Yeah.
no. Oh. Well.
We're on defense now.
Yep.
Yeah,
'cause-
because it switches over and over time.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah. So the way this is gonna work, I forgot about this. The way this is gonna work is, if we win, it's over. If they win, then we just keep trading back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, right? Until eventually somebody gets that 2 gap.
I
Right.
think so. Yeah.
So we could technically be here for an eternity.
We could be here all night, folks.
Oh.
Let's just hope Williamsburg is able to take it here. They managed to clutch an attack round where we've typically had more trouble, and now they're defending on the very same site.
So now we might have the advantage here.
Yeah, and I don't remember for certain. I think earlier in the game we had some good defense on this site specifically.
I'm almost.
Yeah.
I'm like 99% certain we were doing better with defense than attack.
Located a bomb.
Yeah, I think the majority of those 7 rounds that we've won have been on defense, but
But
yeah.
when
Sorry,
you
I
say
just gotta
but
do
or
that.
you have to finish.
Oh, that Zofia drone.
I'm just thinking, but yeah.
Attackers are heading
There's-
out to defuse a bomb.
I'm almost kind of scared to go onto Bank because Bank is a very weird map, and
Yeah.
it's not weird enough to get banned off the competitive pool, but
But
Yeah,
it's
it's-
still
Yeah.
strange.
And actually, to be fair, Bank is not in the competitive pool, and for the Iowa League, we needed since we have a 3-map rotation every week, we needed a 9th map to even things out. So we
That's
volunteered. We volunteered to toss Bank in just because it was kind of a fan favorite.
yeah.
see.
And we took out what did we remove from that? Was it Outback?
I think we used all, because I think competitive right now only has 8 maps in there, so we just added a 9th, I think.
Oh, okay.
And the original suggestion that got thrown out there was to do the reworked house map, but then that immediately got vetoed because while it's a fun map, it's not a very balanced competitive map. So we replaced house with bank, which, bank has some problems, but it's a lot more balanced.
Yeah.
Ooh, good spawn peek there. Got the Monty. That'll definitely change up the playstyle.
Oh, that's going to be big.
Yeah, that's huge.
Yeah.
When a team brings a Monty, that's a cornerstone of their strategy. So to have him get picked off at the beginning is huge.
Yep.
A bomb
Because
has been
we've seen
located.
Monty just save games over and over and over again.
Yep.
Yeah, but they got the trade in.
Yep. They did get a
Ooh,
trade. So we're
Jackson.
even.
Oh, they're already planting. Ooh, this is fast.
Ooh. Okay.
Yeah. Let's watch over to Thermite.
The bomb
Yep.
diffuser.
So now they've planted.
Oh, they got the plant down, but they lost 2 people in the process.
Yep.
Yeah, but if I can get out this window, they have an angle directly onto the diffuser.
Right. It's 2v2
Looks like
now.
Thermite's.
Yep, Thermite already left. Ooh. 2v1.
Oh, they got Ben. Now it's just Devin left.
Swap over to Devin again.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's guaranteed for. Oh, they called that. There was a Claymore waiting for
Oh my
That was-
goodness.
that was
it's
some
Claymore
beautiful-
kill.
That was
Yep.
some beautiful flank watch.
You do not see Claymores happen very often.
him. No, but when they do. Man.
Yeah, the nomad in me is cringing at that.
Ooh.
All right, here we go. Round 15.
Round
So now we're tied up again.
15.
So now we're in a situation where, once again, both teams are even. So one team has to win the next 2 rounds for this to end.
Right. Man. We're so evenly matched at this rate. It's just. Because I'm agreeing with you now, Andrew. From looking at this, we are very much evenly matched.
Yeah. Yeah, I it was definitely on the other round that we played. It was a little bit less apparent. I don't know if we were just a little bit more prepared for that site or just a little bit more natural intuition. But yeah,
But now, whatever. I'd say they probably had a bit more practice on that map.
yeah, this is looking very good for Mid-Prairie. If they can just pull 2 more wins out of them.
Right. Now we're getting to see Blitz, which is a lot like shield operators, but the shield actually has a flashbang on it, and it doesn't cover his entire body.
Oh wait, we're going. Oh, Yeah, sword taking like. Okay. It's a bit of a wild card pick right there because. Let me pull up the patch notes again. Blitz. Okay, never mind. I thought there was a point where Blitz had like a weirdly high presence, even though he wasn't like kind of middle of the road for Wind Delta. But yeah, Blitz. You also don't see very much in the legitimate competitive play. But there are people out there who will vouch for the fact that Blitz is a very good pocket pick. If you can take him out and you can use him effectively, he's impossible to predict at the start of the round, like exactly what they're going to do with him.
Right. Because his shield has a flashbang, and that gives him an advantage over any bleed.
Yeah.
Because then you can't headshot him, or then you have to aim for his feet. And
There's
also
definitely a learning curve to that shield, because if you pop it too early or when you're too far away, it basically does nothing.
Right.
Right. It's less intuitive than Monty's, and it's not going to create just like a physical wall for your team like Monty's is.
Oh, and they actually have a Monty too. What is that?
Yeah, we went double
yeah.
shield.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Shield meta. I love it.
The only thing we were missing was the fuse there.
Yep. Vera here is getting hunted
Hey,
down,
that was a good Monty distraction. Did
Yep.
Kavera go down? Nope,
Nope.
Kavera's at 1.
We took out the Legion, but Kavera's still alive.
Surprisingly, she had to escape real quick though. Oh
Yeah,
no.
Ben.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Oh, that's
Oh,
not
no.
good on
Uh-oh.
Seeing an
anyone.
interrogation. So somebody explain what this means.
So interrogation means when a player gets down, she can interrogate them, and the entire attacking team location is now known. So that just
Yeah.
that can really mess up any strategy.
It's basically free wall hacks if you can use it right.
Yep.
Now, it's not a permanent reveal. It's for the next, like, what, 15, 30 seconds, something like
Yep.
that. But that's way more than enough time.
And if
Right.
you're trying to go for something sneaky, that can ruin your strategy right there.
Right.
Yeah.
They did just take down Kavera though.
Yeah,
Thermite is.
I bet they were really hoping they would have caught her before she ran away.
Right.
It was actually that was actually a pretty good play on one control. They kept it very calm and collected when they got the interrogation off. But okay, now we're down to a 3v1.
Ooh, good flank. Ooh.
Yes.
All right, Williamsburg has brought it here again, so they have to win again.
Yep. We're gonna see if we. Oh, hard fought victory. Ooh.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, we're
Yeah,
done.
we
did it!
It only goes to 15.
We did
Oh
it!
shoot!
Yeah.
Let's go!
All right, you guys do some post game. I'm gonna go talk to the team here.
All right.
All right, Epic.
Now we get post game.
Yeah. Sorry for the delay. We just had to get through the rest of the game.
Right.
But
Man, I mean, looking at some of the kills, like some of our best players got tons and tons of kills. So we were definitely fragging out there a lot.
definitely went positive for most of the team.
Yep. So that was probably the closest we've gotten for any skirmish to date. Or game.
Yeah, I think no matter what no matter how well we do outside of the regular season, this was definitely one of the best games to test how we do as a team against a team that also has about the same skill level as us. And, we adapted very well. Like the fact that we can come back out of OT like this is a very good showing for
Right.
what our team can do.
Right. Not to mention, I could constantly hear communication coming from all sides. They were very definitely communicating pretty well. So.
Oh yeah. Yeah, there was definitely no silence coming from the tech lab this evening.
Apparently,
Oh God no.
I think
God,
when
no.
Devin got interrogated or whenever that happened, he said he banged the desk really hard.
Oh.
So he's, yeah. So yeah,
I
they managed to pull that off a lot for us to talk about later. So
Yep.
I'm gonna
I
talk
heard-
to the other coach and make sure the score got submitted. But
Right.
what else do you guys have to share?
I heard Jubal went down twice, and despite his clever body blocking, I heard him shout.
Absolutely. Before the stream ends here real quick, we do have a makeup Mario Kart game taking place tomorrow.
Ooh.
Should be right after school, closer to 3:45 or 4 o'clock. So come back for that. We'll have that stream going. The regular Rainbow Six games are now done. because our division had less. So we're now poised for we're ending second in our division, which is pretty nice, which will
Yeah,
put us
that-
in a good spot for
That
playoffs.
does, yep.
I'm going to try communicating with some other schools so to get some scrimmages going between now and then. So we may have a couple of Rainbow Six games just for fun. But stay tuned to the channel and stay tuned to our new Instagram page if you're looking for updates about that. We'll be posting some clips to the Twitch channel as well as to the Instagram from today's game. So
Yep.
anything else you guys want to share about the game before we sign off?
Shield meta is the meta.
Shield meta is meta. Just like
Yep.
shotgun meta.
All right, we'll go
All right.
ahead and end the stream here.
Yep.
See you, everybody.
Yep.
Thank
see
you
ya.
for coming. Have a good day.